It's Debbie here again with IGOT Communities, and today our special guest is Jeannie Zanet with Hope and Joy Ministry, and she's going to be teaching us how to make greeting cards. So Jeannie, I'm just going to let you tell us a little bit before we get started. How'd you get into this and what do you do with it?
Okay. Hope and Joy is started by a friend and I. Her favorite word was joy and my favorite word was hope. And so Hope and Joy got started about 10, 12 years ago or so. And we do this to send out cards to others to encourage.
Where do you send them to?
Send them all over the country to anybody who wants a card.
Okay. How do you get those names?
Well, people knows me.
People know, yeah.
People know me.
Well, I know you have a Facebook page.
I have a Facebook page, but I'm really active on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I will just put it out there, you know, that I love to send cards to somebody, and I'll get requests from people all over the country.
So I know you've sent cards to IGOT community members, and that's a senior adult population, and you just go to the mailbox and all of a sudden there's a card in there from Hope and Joy Ministries or from Jeannie.
Or from IGOT.
Or from IGOT.
Or all three.
Yeah. And you also do classes.
I do.
So,
Occasionally do card classes.
So before the pandemic, I know you were doing classes. Talk a little about that.
Yeah, we were doing classes at the Creek Church in one of the small group rooms, and we would have anywhere from 3 to 6 people usually. And good turnout. It takes about maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how much we talk.
Yeah.
We usually make about 3 cards, usually a birthday card, maybe a thinking of you and a thank you, or something similar to that.
You've done some pre-work here today.
I have. This is one of the cards that I made earlier. It's just a layered card with a cinnamon on the front and a Bible verse on the inside.
Okay. All right. So we're going to get started. So you just give us some directions on what we're going to do here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You've got several layers. First of all, you've got your card layer, which is your gray card. You'll always want to make sure that you're working on the front of this card, okay? Because if you put all your stuff on the wrong way, when you open it up, it'll all be upside down. So be careful with that. Very important. Right, Jan? And then you've got your second layer, which is just a solid piece of paper.
Okay. And I'm not using that piece.
Okay. And then you've got your colored piece, and then your top piece, and then one more piece. Okay?
Okay.
So first thing, you're going to get your glue, and you're going to put your top copy on, for your first layer on. This is the best glue that I have found for paper.
And just while we're doing this, where do you find the glue and where do you find the paper?
Stampin' Up! Sells this glue, and then you can also order it off the internet. Several different places. It's a Tombow glue. It's a multi. You can use both ends. And the best part about this, at home, I just keep it with a little bottle that I put it upside down. I don't have to put the lid back on, so it's always ready for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you get done with that layer, you just take your second layer. This can be, if you don't have paper at home, pretty paper, junk mail is the great alternative to that. You get a lot of junk mail with your pretty on the inside envelopes.
And I had never noticed that until I heard you talk about that. Yeah. So, Lord knows, we're senior adults and we're getting ready to be bombarded with junk mail from who?
Everybody.
Every carrier in the country that sells Medicare.
Yes. Not only that, you can use magazines that you can cut out of magazines, newspaper, you can use your comics, whatever you want to use. I mean, it's really versatile.
This glue stick's pretty good, so I've already learned if you don't have it positioned, you're kind of stuck.
You are stuck. Well, actually, it will let you move it for a few moments.
Oh, okay.
But if you press it all the way down, it's not going to move again.
Okay.
For sure. Okay, then you're going to put your next layer on. And then we're going to do a stamp.
Okay, so if we don't have that layer that you're doing, we're just going to do the stamp. So hold up, Ruth. We're going to put something under there. Now, do we need to stamp it before we put those little lifty things?
The reason we're going to stamp this first, before we do anything else to it, before putting anything else on it or anything, is because if you make a mistake, flip it over.
Okay.
And I always seem to make a mistake. Now, let's make sure. So this is a stamp. This is a clear stamp with a clear block, so you can always see which way to go. I love these. These are so easy to work with. You can look through there, and then you can look on your paper and get it lined up good for you. Press down, pull up.
Excellent.
Don't smooth, don't
Want
smudge,
me to pass-
up and down, straight up and down.
Do you want her to do hers?
Go
Her
right
own
ahead.
stamp?
Okay.
You're gonna do your own stamp.
I don't think that one will actually fit on mine.
Would you
'cause
like
mine's
to
a
use
little bit
this one?
smaller? Yes. Okay.
Now,
Remember,
what
you're gonna stamp on the
Okay.
white paper.
You're gonna line it up on that, Ruth.
As you can see through that, you can tell exactly where you want it at that way.
And this. Ah, perfect.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. I done good, and that was my first.
I maybe
You
can
did
use
good.
that stamp on the inside of mine. Oh,
I was always told I had good measure, where I could see back and forth, and where it was even or not.
that's because you have this great background being a seamstress and somebody who makes alterations.
All right. When you get it stamped and you're satisfied with it, if you ever make a mistake, that's what's good about being able to turn it over and just use the back side. But these are little pop dots.
Okay.
Just to save on pop dots, I always cut them in twos because I
Okay.
can get more out of them that way. So I'll pass those around.
So we just actually need two.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Let's pull them off there. And then you just stick your top layer on.
Oopsie.
So it gives it a little depth.
I'll share these
little-
with you,
little-
Ruth.
Little height with it. You can just,
Well, you have to pull the paper off the top too.
you gotta pull it off, yeah.
It's
I
a
just,
two-way.
I just peel them off and then cut them.
It's a
Oh,
two-way
you peel
then.
them off and then cut them.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So once you're done, it looks like this.
Oh, it gives us some extra dimension.
Yeah. And then you can take another stamp and put on the inside of Bible verse, or you can write on it on the inside before you mail it out. Oh, we got some flowers. I forgot about those. Give me a couple of those flowers,
Okay.
hearts or something there to work with. Thank you. Buttons are a great thing to use as well as cutouts and flowers, and there's lots of different things on the market you can use to add a little pop to your.
You know,
Matter of fact, these
wouldn't it be
dots are
amazing?
great.
Wouldn't it be amazing to have time to make all of your Christmas cards?
I do.
Do you?
I do. And then I also make some for other people that request them. So
Ah,
I'm always busy. Now I'm going to use some of these little pop dots. I'm going to cut them down, and I'm going to use them underneath these flowers because I want to give my flowers some dimensions as well.
that is going to be too cute. Okay.
Okay, put that one back on there. I think I need it. And everybody loves to get mail, don't you? I mean, especially if it's a card and it's personal, that somebody actually wrote and sent to you.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you feel really special, doesn't it? So
Oh,
that's what cards are all about.
Uh-huh.
look.
Yeah,
She's
that's
got-
pretty. Very pretty.
Okay, now on the inside, because mine wasn't big enough to do, I'm putting this message. It says, there are some people in life that make you laugh a little louder, smile a little bigger, live just a little better. That's IGOT Commiunities. That's what we try to do.
Yes, we do. Can you hand me a couple of them little green things, whatever they are up there?
They look like little hands or something.
They are hands.
Oh, those are so cute.
I love it. Ruth, do you need to put, so you can put the Bible verse.
Can I use that?
Let all you do be
I
done
forgot
with
to.
love
Can I get a
in
couple?
on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if there's another color.
That works perfect. Thank you. And I love to teach classes, and so if anybody wants to get together and with me and do a class, please let me know.
How far would you go? Because some of our
Depends.
people who watch IGOT is all over the United States.
Well, Debbie, how far will you send me?
Hey, here's what we hope for senior adults is that everybody finds a hobby, stays busy, and just keeps living. And I stole that just keeps just keep living, because it came to me at a low point in my life when I needed some encouragement. And so I just try to say that to everybody, just do something to just keep living. So,
Would you like to have some more Pop Dots?
fabulous. You are so good at this. So
Thank you.
good. So I don't know if we can see these really good. Let's hold them up so they can actually see these cards. And then we have provided, and inside, of course, is the message and the envelope.
And I'll tell you something else that's really fun for your envelopes. You can draw on them on the outside, make you some flowers, color it, or even take out of magazines, cut and decorate your envelopes. I always try to do that
Pass
too.
the scissors
Let's see.
over here.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Y'all did a great job.
We certainly
Those are
do.
really cute. Really easy to do.
Hey, well, this is fun, and I'm really super glad that you came to share this with
Well, thank you.
with us today. But before we leave, why don't you just tell us why you like IGOT Communities?
Well, I'm an only child, and I have always been around senior adults. I was raised up near my grandparents. And my mom worked all the time. And my friends are always older. Or most all of them anyway. I've got one exception. Better not leave her
Would
out.
that be Connie?
That would be Connie.
Uh-huh.
But I just always, that's who I navigate to, you know.
Yeah.
And they're so full of wisdom.
Yeah.
And I love to spend time with older adults.
Yeah. So Jeannie is I would say our volunteer of the year. She helps us with bingo online and puts up with me, and she's just wonderful.
We have a good time together, and you
We
know
do.
it.
We have a good time. Okay, so I hope each of you will maybe find a card making group in your area, or maybe you would consider starting one for seniors in your complex or your cul-de-sac. And I think the most important thing to do is just stay busy, keep moving, keep laughing, keep socializing, and
Living.
and just keep living. Just keep living.